Welcome to the Rhode Island Wave Spotlight Series. I'm your host, Scott Nerney. We're live from the Cowesett Inn. It's Tuesday night. Come on down, stop down, have dinner, a couple of drinks at the bar, and watch us interview some fantastic people, like my guest tonight, Lasondra Pontarelli, who is a very special person we're going to talk about. But first, let's get a little background of yourself. Where are you from? Where did you start school?
Yep, so I am originally from Connecticut.
Okay.
I'm a Connecticut native, and I moved to Cranston, Rhode Island in 2015.
Okay.
And that's where I've been residing with my family, my husband, and my 3 boys. I have all boys. And yeah, everyone always asks, what brought you to Rhode Island? Was it work? Was it school? It was none of the above. I came here for love, and it sounds so cliche, but that is the only reason why I came to Rhode Island.
Okay.
So that's why I'm here. So that's where I started to build my family, and this is where I'm at. This is home now.
So tell us, before we get into your other business and your recognition, give us a fun fact about you.
I think my fun fact would be I was a New England Patriots cheerleader for 3 years.
Wow.
Yes.
That is not an easy gig to get into.
It is not an easy gig at all.
And to last 3 years? So you had to fight for your spot every year.
Every year, because it's not guaranteed every year. Every year you have to re-audition with the upcoming or the people who are seeking it out every year, so it's never guaranteed.
Wow, and you get to meet some players?
So I have met some, but when I was on the team, we had a very strict no fraternizing policy.
Sure.
Yeah. So,
but a few crash into you during the game?
Yeah, but I did meet a few of them, and overall it was a great experience. I met some of my very best friends, and one of my good friends, she's actually the godmother of my son now, and I met her through cheer. And it's funny because she's from Connecticut originally, and it's just so funny how we would have never crossed paths if it wasn't for being cheerleaders. So it was a wonderful, wonderful experience.
And a great organization.
In a great organization.
What year was that?
So I cheered from 2013, 2014, 2015.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. So I was able to go to Super Bowl 49, which was awesome. And I was able to get a pendant for that. So I have that, and it has my maiden name on the back. But it says that year was like we are all Patriots. So that's something great I have in the family now. So I tell my boys, I'm like, I hope one of you guys maybe play football and make it to, and I can pass it on to you. So yeah, I cheered my whole life, so it was a no-brainer. But yeah, I had some really good experiences, and I was able to travel and do things, and I can't say enough great things about it.
And a great organization, a family organization, and helped you become the woman you are today.
Certainly did. Yep. And our coach, at the time, my coach was Tracy Sormonti. So Tracy Sormonti is also a Rhode Island native. She was the coach for 20 plus years, and she was also a New England Patriots cheerleader before she became a coach. And she passed away in 2020.
Yep.
And she passed away from myeloma, I believe. And she changed my life in ways that I just can't even imagine. And so a part of my campaigning last year wasn't just for my mom with the Leukemia Society, it was for her too, because she gave me an opportunity to be great and to experience more in this life, and I owed it to her as well to go through with running.
All right. And I understand that you have a salon. What's the name of your salon? So
I own Zella Rose in Cranston, Rhode Island.
Okay.
It's right in the heart of Knightsville, which is one of the most historic places in Cranston, in Rhode Island. And it's right at the intersection there. Cranston Street, Phoenix Avenue, Park Ave. It's like a perfect intersection. Everyone drives by when they see it. And sometimes I see people and they say, where's your business? And then they'll circle back and say, I drive by there all the time. I see that place all the time. And I'm like, yeah, you know exactly where it's at.
Stop in.
Yeah, so anytime you're driving by, just stop in and say hi.
And you do all types of hair there?
I do. So one of the things I pride myself on is I have a very diverse clientele. So everybody that comes in is someone different, looking for something different. So I was just talking with one of my girlfriends. She's really in marketing, and she's like, you really got to push and market that a little bit more. She's like, because I think that's something special for you, because not everybody who sits in your chair looks the same, and not everyone has the same hair texture. So I think that is something special about you. And I was like, you're right. That's one of the reasons why I not that I don't call myself a specialty stylist, but one of the reasons why I won't just only do one thing is because I feel like if I niche down and do one thing, then I'm not servicing other people and certain services that I love to do as well. So I kind of have a couple of things that are my favorite things, but yeah, one of the things is my clientele is very diverse.
Great. And how does this fit with your mother's legacy?
So my mom passed away when I was 10 from leukemia, and I decided to name my salon after her because she just encompassed like all things beauty. Her name was Zella, which is the name of the salon, and then the part Rose stemmed from the fact that I think a rose is just beautiful, no matter like the color, the size, if it's a dried up rose, even if a rose dies, like you never hear anyone say, wow, that's an ugly rose. Like I don't think I've ever heard that.
Sure.
So that was my way of kind of incorporating beauty into the name without saying beauty. I didn't want to just call it Zella Rose Salon or Zella Rose Beauty. I wanted to call it Zella Rose and have people question, like, what is that? Like, what do they offer? So that was kind of my thought with that. And it's a way for me to turn something tragic that happened into something special. So anytime I walk in there, I have her picture up on the wall, which is also my logo. So I turned a Kodak photo, because back then in 1999 things were a lot different. So her photo that I have is actually a Kodak printout, and I had my girlfriend digitalize it and make it into like my silhouette. So if you ever stop in the salon, I have her photo there. That's a Kodak. It's a big one that I got blown up, and then it's my logo that's digitalized into her. So
Oh, it's beautiful.
yeah.
And I understand you do something special with hair extensions?
I do. So I work with a couple different vendors, but specifically I have my own company that is Zella Rose Extensions. It's Zella Rose Luxury Extensions. And when you have a service that incorporates the Zella Rose Extensions, a portion of the proceeds from those extensions go back to providing life-saving research for individuals and patients with blood cancers and their family. So it's kind of full circle of me giving back, but also giving back to something that affected me, which was leukemia, how it affected my mom and my family. So it's like full circle. So some people don't incorporate that full circle giving back into their business model, and that's fine. But for me, I thought it was very important for me and my model. So.
And I understand the Leukemia Lymphoma Society recognized that effort and all that you do for them.
Yeah.
You don't have a sash, but I'm sure there is one somewhere.
I should have brought the sash. I got a sash.
But you are the Leukemia Lymphoma Society 2022 Woman of the Year.
Yeah, for Rhode
Congratulations.
Island. Thank you. Thank you.
How did that
happen? It's a beautiful honor. So I had always wanted to get involved with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. I just never was presented with the opportunity, and quite frankly, I was really scared to like kind of seek that out on my own. So in December 2021, I went to a Toys for Tot event at the Thirsty Beaver, and a friend introduced me to someone who was a chair on the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society board in Cranston, in Rhode Island, and we exchanged cards, had some conversation. They said, we think you'd be great to do this. I didn't really know what it was, but I said, I'm open to the conversation. So I had the conversation, and I was presented with the option to possibly run for Woman of the Year for Rhode Island. And it is basically a 10-week philanthropic competition throughout the United States, and it's a 10-week campaign where you try to raise as many funds as you can for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So you gather a team together, you put that team together, and you just, whatever, when kickoff date is, you kick off and you start collecting funds for that. And that's what I did. I was like, there was a lot of back and forth. I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. Is this going to drum up a lot of emotions? And it did. It drummed up a lot of unhealed things that I didn't even know that were there. But it was the greatest experience, and if I had to do it again, I would. And my team was comprised of 10 people, and we were able to raise $50,000 in 10 weeks. So from March 9th of 2022 until May 18th, I think that was the end date, because the gala was May 19th. We just went to work, and we hosted like a slew of events that got the community involved, and it was great. I hit the goal. That was the goal I set for our team. And we hosted a ton ton of different things. We did like a cigar dinner, we did a Zumbathon, we hosted another workout class at a friend's gym. We did a cut-a-thon that I hosted at the salon, and one more thing we did. Oh, I hosted a brunch back home in Connecticut to get my family and friends back home involved, because they were all in Connecticut and it was tough for them to make all the Rhode Island events. So it was like the last event of and it was the week that we were finishing, so it worked out well. So.
And you did all this during like partial COVID.
Yeah, partial COVID. Yeah, I've always been someone that when I set a goal, I'm all in. So I took a minute to think back, and I said, you know what, I don't want to do this. I don't know if I'm ready for this. And I'm like, no. My mom would be so proud, and I have to do this for her. I have to do this for her legacy. And one of the really good things about it was, if you raise $50,000, you get to name a portfolio research grant in your memory or in someone's family member's memory, and I chose to do it for her. So that was like my goal on why I chose the $50,000 benchmark. So I was able to do that, and now I'm able to name a research grant after her. And I chose to go with the chronic myeloid leukemia research portfolio. So
that $50,000 through a grant will help your mom's legacy live on even further.
Yep, that will help, and that will support tons of families and other people going through the same thing. So very special.
So another challenge this year coming up?
Another challenge this year. So they are actually going to be starting, I believe kickoff this year is, I think it might be March 9th again. The one thing they changed this year is, last year it was, all the years prior, it's been like someone gets crowned Woman of the Year and someone gets crowned Man of the Year. So one of the things that they decided to change, which I think is great, is they decided to change it from Man and Woman of the Year to now Visionary of the Year. And I think that is great because it includes everyone, and it's all inclusive, and it's not gender specific, which I think is great. So now they will be doing that, Visionary of the Year. There are a couple candidates that I met throughout my campaign that I actually ended up, asking them if they would do it and nominating them, and they accepted. So, which is great. And they are still taking people if there's someone that wants to be involved, or someone wants to run, someone maybe wants to be a part of a team. They're still accepting too.
So how would people get in touch with the society if they're interested?
Yep, so they can go on the website, and the website is lls.org, and that will give all the information and kind of outline what it is and explain exactly what it is, why they do it, and explain that. And then if anybody wants to directly get involved as far as possibly being a candidate for Visionary of the Year, they can email me directly at zellaroseri.com, and I will put them in direct connection with whomever it is that I need them to be in contact with. Because we have a couple different people, at least 3, so I will push them to the person that would directly be able to help them.
Okay, and it's not just thinking, well, I can't raise $50,000, oh my God, $5, $10, $2, lemonade stand sales, all of that helps.
All of it helps. Yep, someone asked me during my campaign, like, what if you don't win? And I said, what do you mean what if I don't win? They're like, well, what if you don't get the title as Woman of the Year? I said, there's no losing in this. I said, if I don't get crowned Woman of the Year, so what? I raised a ton of money for a great cause, so there's no losing. And that's how I thought about it going through it. I just was like, there's no way to lose. Like, you can't lose. There's no possible way to lose in this.
That's true. Congratulations.
Thank you. And then one of the cool things about it is that they asked me after if I would be on the leadership team for Rhode Island, which was great, and I accepted. So I help out with that, which is just supporting them in whatever they need, however they need it. And it's been great. It's been a great learning experience because I had never been involved with a nonprofit or an organization like that. So it's been really nice to be involved in something that's bigger than yourself.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And if people want to see you personally and thank you for what you're doing and go get their hair done, they can see you at Zella Rose.
Yeah, they can come to Zella Rose. I'm at 1719 Cranston Street in Cranston. I'm there Tuesday through Saturday. So
it's that place you always drive by but didn't know what it was?
It's the place you always drive by. I'm right next to Marchetti's, right near all those historic restaurants. So you just stop in and say hi.
Fantastic. Congratulations. I'm a big fan.
Thank you.